Hi everyone, this is Raj Gavurla. This session is on experiencing intelligent breakthroughs in your sports performance and life. And we're talking about the zone, and most athletes, if not all, are familiar with the concept of the zone. They've heard about it, they've experienced it, and a lot of people describe it as a flow state. And I've seen a lot of people describe it. However, I have not seen really anyone that can really tell a person how and what to do to be in the zone more often. They can give a few concepts, tips, some coaching, and we already know why to do it. However, through my research and study, I have put together what is something I've been working on for quite some time. And it actually is a tool that you can use in addition to all the training that you do, all the learning that you do, the coaching you receive, etc., to help you be in the zone or perform in the zone more often while you're wanting to do your athletic endeavors, as well as when you're not doing your athletic endeavors, just in your everyday life with your family, your friends, with if you're working somewhere, whatever it may be. And the great thing about this tool is that you can actually apply it to any area. It doesn't matter. It's a performance process tool, a performance process tool. So obviously most of you all are on a team or you have some kind of process, and as you go through that process, you then are wanting, or you have clear goals and aspirations to get to a certain or a specific level of performance, where performance is more effectiveness and process is more efficiency. And so I'm not really inhibiting that whatsoever. I'm not at all coming in there and doing any kind of sports mental performance consulting or coaching in that area. So you have that for you. Now, sometimes people do want me to come in and do that because I do have a human and organizational performance expertise or background. And they do need help in that area, whether it be their culture, whether it be conflict resolution, or whether it be just other aspects of being able to get athletes to perform in the zone more often. And it's usually related to more of a team aspect. However, this is more related to your individual contribution. Okay, whether you're an athlete, obviously each time you perform, you're performing individually as well as you're on a team. And so your individual contributions are contributing to your team's outcomes, better intelligent outcomes. And so I've divided it up into 4 stages. And the first stage is to think performance cue and see slow motion. And that's a sub-process. So that's happening throughout, in other words, when I say a sub-process. And so that will be in the back of your mind or stored here as a sub-process. However, the next stage, the second stage, is to feel the performance cue power and control. And this is when you feel that what you do, you can directly affect the outcome. So in other words, all the world's best, anytime you've ever won, for the most part, you're feeling that you can direct yourself to that outcome. Okay. Then is the third stage, which is emotion, arousal, fun, and enjoyment. Well, in your sport, you should already be intrinsically motivated, inspired, and have incentive. And it should be fun and enjoyable. And you're always feeding that intrinsic motivation and inspiration. And you know, through my other tool, that motivation and inspiration has a relationship with one another. So you need to have both as a relationship with one another that's driving you. And you'll find whatever it is that motivates and inspires you intrinsically, that's unique for each person. Sometimes there's commonality, sometimes there isn't. Sometimes some things can be motivating, inspiring intrinsically for one person, and it's not for the other. That doesn't matter. None of that matters as long as you know what it is for you. That's the key. And a lot of times you're not even be able to tell people what it is for you. You just know when it happens. Now, there are some things you can tell, like, my family being well, me consistently, making progress, things of that nature, and then having the right support system or being on the right team and having great teammates and being able to learn from each other and apply the learning. I mean, all of that, is definitely important. That's essential for a team to excel and for an individual to excel. And so that's also where you just have confidence in your ability. You can say that's another way of seeing power and control. Then you have physical movement. And so anytime you're performing, right, you have some kind of physical movement. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing in life or in your sport. You have some kind of movement that's being done. So you have that physical movement. Now, let me go back to emotion and arousal. Now, when you're learning something, regardless of how elite you are or where you are in your athletic progression, we always know we can go forward more. And that is that when you're first learning, the amount of arousal that you need as you're learning a new technique, new strategy, new anything, it's a lot less. Okay? Just because you're really gaining the concepts, the understanding. Now, you may initially have some arousal as in, wow, we're going to learn this new, that kind. But then as you're actually learning to do it and stuff, you don't need that much arousal because you're really concentrating and focusing and paying attention to really learning how to learn and apply that learning. Now, once you start to implement it towards your specific performance and you start to use it in your performance, then that's when you need more arousal. So if you're already an elite athlete and you know that when there's a huge difference, a significant difference, although a lot of people will say that it shouldn't be, but there's a significant difference between people watching you, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, okay, and then no one watching. And those events where that's the case, they have definitely more arousal. And it's very hard to get that kind of intensity, that kind of arousal on your own, regardless of what kind of effects and strategies you use. And I do use some effects and strategies that really do help athletes to think like that, to feel as if people are watching them. And that's something that you and I can talk about in person and on your situation. And so when I mentioned those 4 areas of stages of the zone, they're all 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? But really what happens is that they compress like this, and you can actually make the visual vertical, and the zone goes like this. So the more you're in the zone throughout your performance, the more you're going to live well, consistently performing, experiencing intelligent breakthroughs with fulfillment, more ease, fun, and enjoyment. Now, I'm in the zone a lot more often now than I've ever been in my life. And the simple reason is because I work on it, I research it, I study it, and then I apply the learning. And it's amazing how it happens. Now, you can do the same thing. However, you don't have to do the years of research and work that I do did in order for me to put this visual together, and this is the main tool that I use for my performance process for the individual athlete. And as we use this tool, and as you use this tool, you'll see that as you experience the zone, it will become a part of your consciousness, part of your relationship with your mood and subconscious, because mood and subconscious has a relationship. It'll be part of your being. And eventually what you'll notice, and it'll be part of your ability, to where all of that you were trying to experience initially that was creating the zone will become inherent in you or a part of you, and you will need to shift as a person so that you can go from this record or this performance record to a new performance record. And for you to do that, you're going to be thinking differently, you're going to be doing some things differently. However, you're still going to use the same performance process, which is the zone visual. And that's the zone tool that I'm referring to. And as you do that, you will see that you'll start to experience those intelligent breakthroughs with fulfillment, more ease, fun, and enjoyment. Because who doesn't want to experience that? You know, that's what keeps people going forward, is when they start to experiencing intelligent breakthroughs, they say, oh, I can go much further. But they just need the tools. And that's what almost all my tools do, is they get you to experience that kind of effect. And you can apply them in really multiple areas of your life. And of course, especially in your sports area or in your performance area. And that is something that, you know, with the right tools, if I told you to screw in a screw into the wall, you can do it a little bit with your fingers, and depending upon how hard the wall is, you can go pretty decent, but then eventually it's going to be hard to turn and it's going to hurt your fingers, etc. And you probably won't be able to go all the way. However, if I gave you a screwdriver, you could do it really fast, right? Effortlessly, right? And you'd feel fulfillment, more ease, fun, and enjoyment. And you'd be like, well, how can I use this somewhere else? Oh, okay, I can use it here. Oh, I can do more than one. And that's the same type of feeling or thinking you'll experience by using the zone tool. So I want you to really think about that tool. And as you look at that tool and you think about it and you start to apply it, you don't need me to apply it. I mean, you're probably looking and reading all sorts of things to learn how to set records and to perform better. And you're always looking for that competitive edge, or that edge that's going to give you your personal breakthrough, your breakthrough. You're not comparing yourself to anyone. I mean, I could be running anything, or I could be playing anything, and basically I look at it a lot differently. I don't look at it as if I'm going directly against that person. I actually just look at it as I want to do my best and perform in the zone. And as I do that, then everything else will take care of itself. And so I'm very big on sportsmanship and having that kind of civility. Now, the media and whoever can start to make up things about being a rival and all of that. And, you know, that's their way of doing it. And, you know, I'm okay with that. But really, it's not about any of that for me. It's not a rivalry. It's not a real comparison with one another. Yes, I mean, you could say that, yes, we are directly going against each other, but not in a way that we are hurtful or harming one another, because without the opponent, there is no athletic endeavor, right? I mean, nobody's going to come out there if it's just you, right? So, you know, in a way, they're just there just to actually, in a way, to provide the environment that you need to experience the zone more often and to win more often, whether that's individually or with your team. And again, even in an individual sport, you've got a support system, so you do have a team. These days in athletics, I mean, it's just, I would say almost, not almost, I would say it is. It's just impossible when you get to the higher levels to not have a support system team. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. I know I do. I will be working on some storytelling, so I'm looking forward to that. Be really interesting. It allows me to be more creative and think about things a little differently, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you for joining me. If something here resonates with you, contact me. My name's Raj Gavurla. My number is 864-569-2315. And you can visit my website as well. And I will put a blog post so you can learn a little more about the zone. But really what I shared with you on this video is a lot greater than what's in that blog post. But just for someone who's unfamiliar and wants to do their research about me and who I am before they actually contact me, you're welcome to do that. And you can do that certainly. And please do contact me. I do wish and hope you are experiencing the zone more often. There's nothing like that feeling ever. There really isn't. The endorphins, the just fulfillment and fun and enjoyment and that just makes you want to keep going and continue and then all the things that come with it, just the camaraderie when your teammates see you do that, when the crowd sees you do that, because we are out there in a way and we are performing, and when you're performing, that means that there's someone out there who has some interest in seeing you perform, and they'd love to see you in the zone. Who wouldn't, right? So I hope to see you in the zone, and I hope to be able to help you to get there more often, because I definitely know you're already there in some times. However, you have the ability to go much further when you start applying my performance process, the zone tool. And then, of course, I also work with life performance, because I don't think you can separate the two. So that's what I have for you this week. I'll be back on air next week. So stay tuned for next week. I'll have this in our group as well as on YouTube. Thank you very much.